So everybody was waiting for the sentencing of Diddy. And Diddy was sentenced to 50 months. Now we know that he's not going to serve the whole 50 months in prison. He's going to do it probably about another year or year and a half in the feds. He's not. Listen, they said that this dude has speaking engagements ready and everything. Now I told you guys that when it comes to the sentences, I believe that Diddy deserved jail. I believe that this is karma for Diddy, because this is the thing with me. I don't like what they did in the courtroom, bringing up a lot of stuff that he wasn't actually charged for. So he actually got sentenced. He actually got a sentence for stuff that he wasn't charged for, right? But with that being said, this is karma, because there's so many things that he's done in the black community to black people, right? He done very bad things. When it comes to Diddy, his name is surrounded with a lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of hurt people, right? So now this is his karma. Right? You're going to, like, listen, he's going to have to serve some time. He thought he was coming home. He thought he was coming home to his family. But what about all the families that you hurt? I mean, you know, in your walk, he didn't care. All he cared about was himself. That's all he cared about. So when I look at it like this, right, he got to go away. He got to do some time. And that's going to be on him. But let's look at what the news is reporting. We'll come right back.
Just sentenced to more than 4 years in prison. The 55-year-old was convicted back in July on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs had pleaded not guilty to all charges and was acquitted of 2 more serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, which would have led to a potential life sentence. Moments before he was sentenced, Combs apologized for his disgusting, shameful, and sick behavior. Those are his characterizations. Our Jerika Duncan is outside the courthouse. Jerika has covered this case from the beginning. Jerika, your thoughts?
This was the most important day of this case, and Combs did give a statement about 12 minutes long where he spoke directly to the court. He talked about being personally responsible and apologized for what happened with his ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and Jane. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and he said moments ago, I want to personally apologize to all of the victims of domestic violence. He said, quote, I hate myself right now. I was stripped to nothing. And when it comes to that video of him beating Cassie, he said, I was sick on drugs. I was out of control. I needed help. I make no excuses. I knew better. But the judge had some very sharp words in response to Combs. He acknowledged that he is trying to do better and told him that he hopes that he continues that, but instantly went into rejecting attempts to characterize what happened as, quote, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He said you abused your power and control you had over women you claimed you had loved. You abused them emotionally and physically. He said the evidence was massive. I was sitting right here, he said. We read it and we saw it. Images of gashes and bruises and broken doors, and I saw it in the video. It was savage. This is according to the judge. This is some of the comments that he made just moments ago in court. Alice Gaynor from WCBS is in the courtroom right now and sending out notes just to give us a sense of what Combs' demeanor is like right now. What is his family reacting to? I also want to note something that the judge mentioned in reference to Jane. She went by the pseudonym Jane, but this was also an ex-girlfriend. He said he referred to the brutal assault of Jane by saying, you kicked down 5 doors in her home, lifted her off the floor by her neck, punched her, kicked her, dragged her by her hair, slapped her so hard she fell down. Jane, quote, her credibility testified to those things, that she was a credible witness. So some sharp words, again, from the judge who just handed down that sentence, 50 months in prison. There will be time served, we believe, in consideration of that. So considering that, it might actually be 4 years. I'm just looking at a note, sentence is 50 months of incarceration. Agnifilo, which is the lead attorney for Combs, asking for more time to list facility recommendations. Also supervised release, 5 years. No reaction from Combs. He is still sitting, and there's a $500,000 fine. You can see behind me a little bit the crowd that has been gathered here pretty much all day as the family had been in and out of that courtroom. When I asked a couple of the defense attorneys how they were feeling today, they didn't have a comment. This day was very serious. They knew that going in.
Sentencing matches that, or did he just not make that connection?
No, he did acknowledge that the sentence that prosecutors were asking for, 11 years, was a bit of an overreach. The probation report recommended 60 months. So when you look at the probation report of 60 months, he comes up with 50 months. The prosecutors wanted 11 years behind bars. It's not quite in the middle, but it's a far cry from the 14 months that the defense was asking for. Some other things worth noting. Combs was found guilty on the 2 counts of the Mann Act. This is transportation of people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, and that is illegal in this country. Prosecutor Christy Slavic at one point during this testimony said that this case was not just about prostitution, but violence. She emphasized the violence. And that is what we heard a little bit from the judge today when he recanted some of the testimony that we heard during the trial. Cassie Ventura, the star witness, the ex-girlfriend of Combs, who was with him for about 10 years, released a statement before this sentencing was handed down saying, "I am so scared that if he walks free, his first actions will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke about him at this trial."
After all the crying in court, people giving statements, Diddy spoke. The judge had already, I think that the judge, based off the sentencing, based off of what the DA was asking for, the probation department was asking for, and his lawyers, he got in between. He didn't get the 70 month, the 70 months or the 11 years that the probation and the DA and all of them was asking for, and he didn't get the 14 months that the lawyers was asking for. He got 50 months, and he already got 12, 13 months time in. So with programs and stuff like that, he'll be out. But check this out, right? 50 Cent wasted no time. He wasted no time getting that Diddy, right? 50 Cent posted, "Hey, whoever was booking Diddy for speaking engagements, I heard he won't be available to make it. I'm available." I'm available. Man, this dude crazy. But inner city press, since this thing started, has been on the case in and outside the court, man. And, he started making posts about what was going on. And he said, Combs Shapiro, I wanted to preserve this for appeal. Should there be an appeal of your sentence, Judge, it is preserved. The PSR says the offense level is 27. I agree with that. The criminal history category is 1. That leads to a guidelines of 70 to 87 months, right? And this was being done during the sentencing. And then you had AUSA Slavic. This is not just a case about freak-offs or hotel rooms. This is about victims hard, about a man who did horrible things to her to other people, right? His currency was controlled. He weaponized it all. He weaponized it. All of the 3,553 factors to at least 135 months. AUSA Slavic, the defense accuses us of seeking 135 months so that the court splits the difference. We think probation's recommendation of 60 months does not account significantly for the harm to Cassie and Jane, right? So the probation department asked for 60, the DA and they wanted 135. Right? AUSA, the defendant tries to argue this is just a drugs and rock and roll lifestyle. But this is a case about transportation for prostitution and violence. The defendant admitted to the violence at trial. The defendant's respect for the law is lip service. Man, they really coming at this dude, man. They trying to bury him, man. So then AUSA said, Mr. Combs has booked speaking engagements for Miami for next week. This is the height of hubris. He did this for 15 years. He was responsible for transporting many escorts. That's a lot of freak-offs and a lot of hotel nights. He knew it was illegal, man. And then we get here, inner city, Combs and Westmoreland. I want to focus on the inspiration Mr. Combs has given throughout his life and the commitment he made while in MDC. Mr. Combs was successful, but he used it to help others. He touched many more lives than I can cover in the next minutes. And then he said there were not many black-owned labels. Mr. Combs had the audacity. He sent a message that you can do it. Clothing too. It was not just urban streetwear. It was upscale. It brought unity. It inspired change. Then they said, in spirits, our community finally had a seat at the table, a voice, a real voice. Then there was revolt, right? And you hearing sobs, right? So these are all the things that he was saying while he was trying to get to come home, but it really didn't work, right? He was just trying to help. He opened 3 charter schools in neighborhoods where the schools were not good. The motto was Black Excellence. The youth are our future. Mr. Combs personally inspired me. I went to an event in D.C. Mr. Combs was there. He said, listen to everyone sob, I'm sorry. He said, don't be afraid to dream. Just remember to wake up and put actions behind your dreams. Man, and then don't be afraid. Man, this guy, man. So with all of the stuff that was in play, let me read this one more, right? I talk to my father every day, every hour, right? Next, I am Christian Combs. I am the one who most resembled my pops, my mannerisms. My whole life, I studied my dad up and down. He is the greatest man in the world, my superhero. So this is Diddy's son talking about his pop, right? He told me to treat women like a queen, and I do. I see in his eyes as his twin that he has changed. My name is Jesse Combs, and I'm 18 years old. Cries. When my mother died, I was just a little girl. I remember my dad sitting us down. Man, so these are his children. These are his children, testifying in court, trying to help their father come home. But then they released a video showing Puffy in a different light, in a more positive light, a more outside of the vulgar, aggressive, hyper masculine, hyper sexual man that they presented in court. They presented this.
You give him to the world. I don't think you know, man.
Dad. Baby cry.
You gotta give her a bottle, man. Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart. I know someone. Thank you. You heard it? You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
From New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip-hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city. Running all around the city is going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. And you don't go to public school?
Yes.
Okay, I want to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. And we utilize our power to make sure y'all are right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, Don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, I was actually very impressed. A lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks, as a lot of these guys in the league pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. He's had some knee problems, and a lot of people don't think he's going to finish. He is going to finish, even if he has to do it on one leg, because he's raised a lot of money for kids' charities, and he's not going to let all those people down.
Let's go. Where we going? We're going straight to the top, baby. Let's go is a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes, you daydreaming. Sometimes, Uncle Diddy got to hit you with let's go.
Unfortunately for Diddy, the judge wasn't convinced. And like I said, when it comes to Biggie, Craig Mack, The Lox, so many rappers and artists and singers and Danity Kane and just so many, Dirty Money, and people who he robbed for publishing. There was people who was unalive. There's a lot of scandals and things that's been mixed up with him. The situation back in '91 when he had the concert when all those people died. It's just a lot of things associated with Diddy that's bad. Now, he helped change lives also with his labels and stuff like that. He did a lot of good and positive in the community as well. But again, he did a lot of bad. And he succumbed to a lot of, he abused a lot of substances. And with that, he did a lot of bad stuff, man. And this is the karma. So even though, you know, a lot of stuff that they brought up in court, he wasn't even charged with or convicted of. What happens is this is your karma, man. This is how your karma comes back to you. And it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And it is, he got to go sit down now. He got to go serve some time. He got a lot of stuff, man, that's bad, that's connected to him, man. And he can't get out from under that. He can't get out from under that. Because there's a lot of families that's suffering from, you know, his come up. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this, man. What's your opinion on this, man? What you think should have happened to Diddy, man? You know, if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.